What is going on YouTube? Z Dragons here with another video for you guys, and in today's video we are going to be countering Imu, and also we do have one Red-Black Sabo game for you guys with the off-meta leader Hody Jones. Very interesting games for you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoy this type of content, as I did see in the comments that some of you guys want to see more matchups against meta leaders. So hopefully you guys do end up building this deck and bring it to your locals, and just let me down below in the comments how you guys do. Hody Jones is a monocolor green leader with 5 life, 5,000 power, and he is Fishman / New Fishman Pirates type. And he reads, activate main, you may rest this leader, rest up to one of your opponent's characters that cost 3 or less, or one of their Dawn. Then during this turn, you cannot add life cards to your hand through your own effects. So surprisingly, the activate main is very important in the Imu matchup, as you're going to be able to rest their cheap Charlos blocker. That's a 2 cost, or you can rest one of their active Dawn cards. So just kind of limiting the amount of counter events Imu is able to use. Now we will quickly go over the deck list. We are running 4 of the Kami Searcher. We are running 4 of the Vander Decken, which can kind of be useless in the Imu matchup because you can't really pop anything. We are running 4 copies of the Kyoshiro, which I actually did not have at the first few games of the video, but then added later on, as I found more importance to be able to protect certain characters on your board with this Kyoshiro. Then we have 4 copies of the 3 cost Arlong, and this is absolutely the MVP of the deck, Daruma. You guys are really going to want this card in your opening hand, just so that you are able to establish this on your 3 or 4 Dawn turn, and just start really swinging into the Imu aggressively very early on. And then we are running 4 of this 2k counter Hachan, 4 of this 2k counter Jinbei, 4 of this 5 cost Fisher Tiger, 3 copies of the 6 cost Jinbei, 2 copies of this 6 cost Monkey D Luffy, and another MVP of the deck. Obviously it's 7 cost Hody Jones. And we are running 4 of the 7 cost Arlong, 3 copies of the 0 cost event, and 2 copies of Noah's Ark. Thank you guys for checking out the deck list, and if you guys are enjoying the content, please make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Help me reach my goal of reaching 100 subscribers. And now let's get on to the gameplay. Alright, and in this game we'll be taking on Black Imu, and it seems like we do have a pretty decent sized hand right here. Seeing the Noah's Ark to be able to rest will be very nice, as well as having that Kami search. And they do play out the Saint Shalria. I think we do want to find Daruma just so that we can swing very aggressively. And they do find that Saint Charlos. And let's see what the Imu decides to trash right here. Trashing a 2k counter most guard. Oh, not electing to use leader effect. Very interesting. So we will play out the Kami here, and we will grab the Hody Jones. That's going to be very necessary later on into the game. And we will pass the turn. Imu already with 3 cards in their trash, getting closer to reaching that 7, so then we won't really be able to use Vander Decken. I guess we can expect for Charlos to come out on this turn right here. Swinging 5 into 5. We will actually pitch one of the Vanderdeckens, as it's going to be kind of useless in this matchup once Imu gets to their 7 cards in trash. And they do elect to use their leader effect, trashing the Shalria, and now playing out the Charlos. We will search with the Kami again, and we will grab the Fisher Tiger here. We will grab the Fisher Tiger here, and we'll look to play out the Daruma. We'll swing 5 at their lead. And they do give us a 1k, then we will play out Daruma and pass the turn. And we can look to get very aggressive here with the Fisher Tiger, resting the Charlos, then swinging into the Charlos. Or I guess we can't even rest the whichever Elder they are playing out. Let's see which Elder Imu is deciding to play out here. They rest. Wait, what? Did they even play out? They didn't even play out an Elder. Oh, interesting. 7 to 5. We will take this. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, we will actually use the trigger and rest their Charlos. So now we don't even have to worry about resting the Charlos in this situation. Could still want to play out the Fisher Tiger here. We'll swing 2 into the Charlos. Or do we just get very aggressive here? No, I think we still play out the Fisher Tiger. Yeah, we'll still play out the Fisher Tiger, just getting a body. And then we'll sing 6 with our leader. They do give us a 2k and we'll pass the turn. Now Imu resting 3, playing out a Marcus Mars. Probably gonna pop the Daruma. Yep, Daruma's popped. Now swinging 5 into the Kami, we will let that go. And now playing out a Topman Worker here. Now we can look to start dropping Hody Jones as on our opponent. So we will rest our leader, just so that we don't take a life. Hody Jones resting the 2 blockers, and we will swing a 7 into their lead, and an 8 into their lead. And having this second Hody Jones is going to be very nice for us. Unfortunately, we only have 3k counter in hand, or 4k, but maybe we should have played the Arlong. Tapping 3 in the stage to play out the Saturn. Let's see what Imu decides to search, grabbing another Topman Workery in the situation. I'm going to be tapping 4 to play out another Saturn. Imu getting a lot of searching off. Finding another Marcus Mars. And I don't see any of the Jupiter in their trash, so hopefully they do have it in their hand. Otherwise, the Imu is not going to be getting off a very nice 10 cost play next turn. Now Imu attaching 1 Dawn to the leader, swinging 6 into the Tiger. We will just give the Vanderdecken in the situation. Very nice, we do see that 0 cost on our 10 Dawn turn here. I think we might look to play out Arlong. Oh no, but we're at 4. So he's gonna cost the whole... maybe it's just worth to play out Hody again. Yeah, we'll just play out Hody again. Resting the 2 blockers. And now we can go an 8 into their lead. Let's just try and get as much out of their hand as possible, or just get them down to 0. And the Imu player just decides to give up. Ooh, and they did see the Jupiter in their next life, but they weren't seeing any 10 costs, so it seems like Imu was just in an unfortunate situation where they just didn't think they could win without seeing the 10 costs or the Jupiter. So, which I guess can happen with Imu sometimes, but let's move on into the next game here. And we will be versing a Imu here. We will be taking second from them, and we do see a very nice early game start for us, so we will keep this hand. Seeing the Daruma is very good for us. And our opponent playing at a Shalria, grabbing a 5 Elders, filling up their trash. And we will play out the Kami, grabbing another Daruma just so we can put on the aggression. And now Imu on their 3 Dawn turn here. Pitching a Nostro to draw 1, swinging 7, we will take. Finding a 2k out of life. And we will swing 5 with our lead into the Imu. Imu does take. Playing out a Daruma, playing out a Kami to search. Finding another Daruma, and we'll pass the turn. And our opponent does play out a Saturn, grabbing a 1 cost event search, then grabbing the Never Existed, swinging 5 into us. We will give them the Fisher Tiger here, as I think we're just going to be spamming out Darumas. We really just want to play out Daruma and deal as much damage as possible. So we're gonna rest our leader, resting their Dawn, attach 3 to Daruma, swinging 8 into 5, and restaining Daruma. Let's see if our opponent will give us 2 2Ks, or they're just going to take the hit, which they do. Then we'll swing another 8 into 5. Definitely not leaving more Dawn up is really hurting our opponent right here. Giving up 2 2Ks is going to be pretty rough for them. They do have 3 2Ks in hand, and they do take. Very good situation for us. And then with our remaining 3 Dawn, we're going to play out another Daruma. And we're just really attacking. We're really putting on the pressure on our opponent. Resting 3. This should be Marcus Mars. And it is a Marcus Mars. They will pop our active Daruma. And now looks like our opponent's swinging 5 into 4. We will 2K counter out of this, forcing them to use more of their Dawn. And an ace 6 into 4. And I think we do want to save this as well. I think we might double 2K to keep this. Ooh, but that's a 5 or less, so it doesn't hit Mars. Okay, so we will counter with a 2 and a 1 right here. 3 Dawn remaining. Leaving enough Dawn in the event that we do decide to rest them. Now we need to save 3 for Daruma. We will resting 1 Dawn. And we will attach all to Daruma, or not all, but we'll attach swinging 10 into 5, forcing the block. And we will play out another Daruma, and we will actually pass the turn here. We'll keep our Darumas upstanding. Force our opponent to have another Marcus Mars. And they're playing out a Saturn. Ooh, and only grabbing a Topman Warkery. Swinging 5 into us, we will take. We really do want to see a Hody Jones in this situation. Swinging another 5, we will take. And we are going to be able to rest the Warkery with a 0 cost event trigger. Very good for us. And our opponent realizes just how much aggression that we are putting onto them. So they do decide to give up. And we did also, the next card we were drawing was going to be a Hody Jones. So very good for us. We would have been able to rest their Dawn and rest their Topman Warkery. So let's move on to the next game now, guys. And in this game, we'll be taking on Red-Black Sabo. And Sabo electing to go second here. We don't really see much early game, so we will mulligan this hand. Very nice. We do see that Daruma, which helps us out so very much, giving us that early game pressure. And we will pass the turn, not seeing a Kami Searcher. And Sabo will pass as well, not seeing either Stage or Bello Betty. Very good for us, actually. We will swing 5 into 4 here. Sabo does take. And we will play out Daruma passing the turn. And now Sabo playing out a Bello Betty search. Finding a search koala, playing out the koala now. And finding an 8 cost rush dragon, attaching 2 to their lead, swinging 6 into 5. We will take this, finding a 2k out of life. And now onto our 5 Dawn turn here. We can look to get more aggressive, but let's play out the Kami. And let's actually grab the Arlong here. Then we will rest our leader. Doesn't really matter, we'll just rest the Bello Betty, but we're not going to be swinging to it anyways. attaching all to Daruma, swinging 9 into 4. They're gonna have to take this. There's no way that they counter out of this. They do take. Swing another 9 into 4. Or 9 into 5 now, my apologies. As he is now a 3 life leader. And let's see if they're gonna counter out of this. It still will have to be 3 cards out of hand in order to counter out. And no, they do choose to take the life. No trigger, and we will pass the turn. Now this will be interesting to see what Sabo decides to do with their 6th Dawn turn. Ooh, playing out a Hawk. And normally this would be very scary, but because we are playing green, we're going to be very well conditioned to be able to rest Hack. As we are going to 7. Ooh, but Hack is actually gonna be... he's actually an 8 cost here. So being an 8 cost, we're not gonna be able to hit him with a Fisher Tiger. 8 into 4 here. I don't know really if it's worth saving Daruma, so we will let Daruma go. Because that would be 3 cards out of our hand. And I'm very tempted just to play out a Hody Jones. Just establishing a Hody Jones onto the field. Because we can play him out, and then 5. So we can maybe see if we can. No, we can't even bait it out actually. This is actually very difficult to decide. Okay, I think we're gonna play out the Jinbei. Unfortunately, we can't rest the Hawk, so we'll just rest one of their other attacks, and we'll attach 1 with our lead, and we'll swing a 6 into 6, just forcing out a 1k counter. I do think we just want to keep Hody Jones until we're actually looking for game. We might need to see another Daruma. Because if we can establish a Daruma and then play out Hody Jones after, then we can arrest their Hack, and their Hack won't be able to pop the Daruma. We might actually go down in life here just so we can possibly see a second Daruma. Let's see how aggressive our opponent decides to get right here. And our opponent does have 9 cards in hand, and we can expect the 8-cost dragon to come out next turn, as they did search for it earlier, the Rush Dragon. 7 into 5 here, we will take. We do see another Hody Jones. And yeah, we do not see the Daruma, but seeing a second Hody Jones does intrigue me to just start playing out Hody Joneses here. So we will rest leader, rest 1 Dawn, play out Hody Jones, rest in their 2 blockers, and we're going to swing for 2 9s here. Or we can actually play out Vanderdecken, as I don't believe they have any protection. Yes, we can play out Vanderdecken, but first let us swing with our Jinbei, and then we'll swing with Hody Jones, and then we'll pop their Sabo. Let's see if our opponent will give us an event. And they're going to give us a 2k and a 2k. Very nice. Swinging another 8 into 6. We will more than happily take more 2ks. 2k, 2k. And we will play out the Vanderdecken, pitching the Fisher Tiger to pop the Sabo, and passing the turn. And now I think we are going to look to protect the Hody Jones and Jinbei as much as we can here. We need to keep our established bodies on the board. Sabo on their 10-don turn here. We do know they have a red dragon, and yep, they do play out the red dragon, giving 2 to their leader. Oh no, only giving 1. Okay, now they give 2 up to their leader. And now they may be looking to clear a board. Yes, they are. And we're going to give them 2 2Ks here, because we do want to keep our board alive as much as possible. And they're going to swing another 9 into 8 now. And we're going to pitch just so we can keep our board alive. And we do see a 2k, which would be nice to keep our board alive. And we will rest our leaders so we can play out another Hody Jones. And let's see just how aggressive we can get here. We will swing, we'll probably look to swing 3 9s here. So we'll swing 9 into 6. They do take. And ooh, looks like our opponent just had a bunch of bricks in hand. Very unfortunate for our opponent not seeing the stage to be able to cycle through their deck more. But yeah, that was pretty good for us, at least. Being able to play out Daruma, get some early game aggression, and then being able to drop 2 Hodys as well helped very much. As well as even just popping the Sabo with the Vanderdecken. And let's move on to the next game. And here we go, guys, another Imu. Imu deciding whether to go first or second here. They're gonna take second. Not seeing that early Daruma, but we do have the Kami search. But I think we're just gonna mulligan. Very nice. We do see 2 Kami searches, which will help us find Daruma. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Guys, when you play this deck, you want Daruma in your opening hand. You need to establish him as early on as possible before our opponent not even seeing any search events. Also very good for us. We'll swing a 5 into their leader. And Imu does give us a 2k counter. And then we will establish the Daruma. That is very nice for us because that just means it's less counter for Imu when we start swinging with Daruma. And it would be very nice if we do find a Kyoshiro that we can establish on this coming turn. That way we do have protection for Daruma. And now even with their 4-don turn, we can expect to see either a Topman Warcry or a Saturn. And they do grab a Shalria. Ooh, looks like Imu's a little bit bricked up here. And now they do find that Saturn. And they do pitch a 2k counter Shirahoshi. Makes me wonder how much 2k counters Imu does have in their hand. And attaching one Dawn to their leader, using leader effect to pop the Shalria and drawing one, 6 into 5. We will take this, finding a 2k. And we do see a Vanderdecken right here. So we are going to play out the Kami, finding another Daruma, very nice. And we're going to rest our lead, resting their Dawn, and we're just going to attach all of this to Daruma and start swinging very big. Swinging 9 into 5. Our opponent does take, and we'll swing another 9 into 5, and they do take as well. Now Imu on their 6th Dawn turn here. This will be the time where they will want to play out a Marcus Mars just to pop our Daruma. And that is what they do see, Marcus Mars. Pitching the 2k counter Jupiter. A lot of 2k counters in the Imu's trash right now. They do decide to pop the Daruma. Unfortunately, we weren't able to establish a Kyoshiro to prevent them from popping, but that's okay. 3 Dawn remaining. We are going to 7 Dawn, so we may want to play out a Hody Jones. Or we can just elect to keep Hody. And they do grab a Topman Workery. We really do want to find that Kyoshiro, because if we can establish a Daruma and Kyoshiro, we will take, just to hope we do find the Kyoshiro out of life. Unfortunately, we do not see the Kyoshiro. And we do not see the Kyoshiro, very unfortunate for us. But we can establish an Arlong for 4, and we will have enough for Daruma. So we will swing 5 into their lead. See if we can just force a 1k counter out of hand. We're just looking to build the board right now. And then next turn we can go in with our 7 cost Hody. They are going to give us the 1k, most likely grabbing a 2k from life, or from trash. Grabbing that Shirahoshi most likely. Yep. And we will establish the Arlong and establish the Daruma. And let's hope that the Imu does not have a second Marcus Mars. Onto their 8th Dawn turn here. They are going to be at 10 Dawn next turn. And they are going to play out the Shirahoshi, forcing us to trash 1 card. We're going to trash the Vanderdecken, as Vanderdecken is very useless in this matchup. Very nice, as our opponent is playing out a Nostro, so they do not have the second Marcus Mars to pop Daruma. And they're going to grab a 2k counter Mosgard. And they're going to play out a Charlos blocker as well. And even attaching their... Oh, swinging 0 into 5, we're just going to let this hit. And even attaching their 1 rested to the Marcus Mars, very questionable decision. 5 into 5 here. We will just give the 1k. Easy 1k for us. 6 into 5 here. We will give... I think we will just take, because we do want to keep the counter, and we do send the Kyoshiro here. 5 into 5, we will give a 1k. And now we can look to get very aggressive with our opponent. So we will rest our leader to rest their blocker. And we will attach 2 to Arlong. And we'll swing 9 into 5. If they do take this, we're just going to attach everything to Daruma and just swing. So our opponent needs to counter out of this attack right here. This is a must counter out, and they do take it. And it's just going to be over for our opponent here. We're going to attach everything to Daruma, swing a very large 12 into 5 with having a no Dawn active and another 12 into 5. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be it for our opponent. There is absolutely no way they have the counter for it. And they're just pitching everything. And they did not have the counter. They did not expect us to have the damage that we were dealing. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we take down Imu in this meta. You just gotta bring out the off-meta leader, Hody Jones. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys do like the content, please make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We are on our way for our goal of reaching 100 subscribers, so I would really appreciate it if you guys help me out. And make sure you guys leave a comment down below. Just let me know what you guys want to see. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys at the next video. Peace.